Let's shift our focus now to US and Canada. Good friendships rarely break. They overcome the odd misunderstandings. But once things go south, they mostly stay there. America and Canada have been those two friends who've been joined at the hip throughout the 20th century, culturally, economically, and geographically. Open borders and open trade have been the hallmark of this relationship. But under Donald Trump and his tariff threats, these great friends are now turning into bitter foes.
Now, Canada will match Washington's new tariffs dollar for dollar in order to protect Canadian workers, farmers, families, and businesses. Let me be clear. We take this step reluctantly. Reluctantly because we recognize that some of these measures will raise costs and reduce choice for Canadians. Reluctantly because we recognize that some U.S. companies and some U.S. states are innocent bystanders in a dispute that they did not want. Reluctantly because this trade dispute is preventing Canada and America from doing so much good that we could do together.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's announcement of dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariff on U.S. following the collapse of trade talks stands out for two things. First, the exasperation at dealing with once super-friendly U.S. under Trump. Second, the realization that retaliatory tariffs will hurt his people as well. For Donald Trump, tariff threats have been the tentpole of his foreign policy in the second term. He's let down allies, created new adversaries, and above all, conveyed to the world that America can go back on its word. When it comes to China, Trump is more than willing to soften his stand, understanding the Chinese leverage in rare earths and supply chains. However, when it comes to Canada, he has been doubling down. Following Carney's remarks, Trump took to Truth Social to claim that Canada wants to take advantage of being a U.S. state without being one. Trump realizes that as far as Ottawa is concerned, he is in the position to call the shots. U.S. tariffs that took effect after the collapse of the talks impact $20 billion, or nearly 5% of Canadian exports. Trump has also announced hiking of tariffs on Canadian steel and auto to 50% from the 1st of January next year. For Ottawa, that increases the costs significantly, considering that 70% of its $410 billion exports are to the U.S. America, on its part, seems unperturbed with the threat of Canadian tariffs, despite analysts warning of the trickle-down costs for American households and small businesses. The Trump administration feels that Carney will eventually back down.
See Mark Carney come to the table very, very quickly because it's going to be devastating for his country.
Both sides continue to refer to each other as friends, at least for now. Even if they eventually reach some sort of middle ground in the near future, the scars will remain for a long time. Transgressions and close relationships might be forgiven for the sake of saving it, but they're rarely forgotten.